Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And good morning. The God's eye that is in front of the altar this morning was made for my father by his youngest brother. They have both made their transition now. My uncle was a host at an RV park in Washington State, but learned how to make these from a person who was from Central America. The God's eye is a sacred symbol from both Central and South America. There are 8 spokes on the circle. 8 spokes representing eternity or infinity. There are some tribes also that consider that there are 8 directions: north, south, east, west, above, below, within, and out. And if you're facing not square with the world with directions, there are those who also believe that 2 of the directions are left and right. In the center, there are 4 points representing, of course, the 4 directions. But I believe they also can represent air, earth, fire, and water. And in the very center, you will see a small patch, and that represents the Creator, the place where mankind and Creator come together. So the points traditionally represent spiritual vision, protection, connection, and wisdom. The act of weaving itself is considered a sacred event. Each layer represents life, growth, and spiritual development. Many tribes, as a child grows from infancy to adulthood, add a layer every year until the God's eye is huge through the lifetime. The different colors can be assigned personal meanings by the weaver: healing, love, courage, harmony. Blue can represent water and, of course, sky. Red represents fire or heart. Yellow represents the sun. And of course, white represents Great Spirit or Creator. The God's eye is sometimes referred to as the seeing eye, as we know from various religious and esoteric traditions. There's also the third eye concept, which is Hindu or Buddhist. There are protective eye symbolisms throughout history. Most recently, we have seen a picture from the Hubble dubbed the Eye of God. It was beautiful, a beautiful photo. If you haven't seen it, go Google it. It's worth the trouble. And mothers often think of their young ones, their babies and children, as the apples of their eye. And of course, when we're naughty, our mother gives us the look. In the Buddhist teachings, there are 5 spiritual eyes: the eye of flesh, or the physical eye, the heavenly eye, or the divine eye, the wisdom eye, the prana, and the dharma eye, the vision, the enlightened teacher, and then Buddha himself. Biblically, the eye symbolizes spiritual perception, inner character, and God's omniscience. Rather than just a physical organ, the biblical text uses the eye to represent how a person sees the world, how they view it, their moral condition, their relationships with the divine. When I was thinking about a God's eye and the symbolism for my father and my uncle, I remembered some of the symbols that were important during my youth. A dove was one of them, always has been. I was a teenager during the Vietnam War. My fiance was over there, so doves and symbolism of peace was very important in my life. As I grew older, the raven entered my life, the magic of the raven. And most recently, then feathers, I guess I'd say, came next, the messages from Spirit. And most recently, keys. There was a young woman who has started attending our church and Reverend D's class. She gifted me or allowed me to carry a special key in her life and said it will bring meaningful luck and goodness to you. Well, it did. It has. It went before me and made the crooked roads straight. An example would be, I wear oxygen at night, and I needed a new, and the company that my insurance carrier uses was changed. And a young man came to fix it. And he said, I have a new compressor for you if you would like to have it. And I said, as long as there is no charge to me, I would be glad to have a new compressor. He said, I'll go get it, it's in the car. And that was my gift from one of my gifts from the key. In a book titled In Your Dreams, Mary Summer Rain defines the key as a solution to a problematic situation or an inspiration of some kind. A Google search says that the metaphysical meaning of a key centers on access, liberation, or divine wisdom, and it can act as a bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. In spiritual traditions, holding a key means you have the power to unlock truths, release limitations, and step into new phases of life. Key represents the transition from ignorance to awareness. The key to the kingdom is the inner knowledge required to find peace and enlightenment. Keys symbolize self-discovery and control over your new destiny. Only you hold the power to unlock your highest potential. Because you can lock a door as easily as you can open one. It symbolizes the ability to guard your energy, protect your sacred spaces, and to keep your secrets safe. As a young girl, I was a member of an organization for young women, sponsored by the Masons and Eastern Star. One of the songs that we sang in that organization was called Prayer is the Key to Heaven. And I loved that little song, and I will spare you the torture of singing it to you, but I will tell you what the verses are. Prayer is the key to heaven, but faith unlocks the door. Words are so easily spoken. A prayer without faith is like a boat without an oar. Have faith when you speak to the Master. That's all he asks you for. Because you see, prayer is the key to heaven, but faith unlocks the door. Just like God's eye symbolizes sacred connection to Creator for indigenous people of Central and South America, our key to that connection is prayer and meditation. There are several kinds of prayer: adoration and praise, expressing awe and love, thanksgiving, expressing gratitude and joy, petition and supplication, asking for personal needs, for strength, for healing, for guidance, intercession, praying on behalf of others to help them become well or to keep them safe, and a confession prayer. I blew it. Please forgive me. And then there's, of course, contemplation and meditation, the quiet, reflective prayer focused on listening and simply being in the presence of the divine. In our lifetime, we will say many prayers and use many spiritual keys to help us along the way. At times, our keys will have chains that may weigh us down or link us to the divine or light the way. Keys may become a sort of compass for us to open doors or, if needed, close them. There are piano keys, keyboards, house keys, car keys, special keys, the key that Jackie loaned me, the key that Jackie gave me. Today you were given a key when you walked into the sanctuary. If you were not, there's some in the back. Please take one as you exit. I was messing around on Facebook and on the computer trying to find a filler for my missing 2 or 3 minutes today. And I ran across a poem called The Forgotten Key. You all received a copy of it. An old key lay beside the road, half hidden there in clay, its iron worn by countless years, its shine long washed away. I picked it up and turned it slow. What door had it once known? What waited on the other side, now hidden and unknown? Perhaps it fit a cedar chest where letters once were kept, or opened wide a farmhouse door where children laughed and slept. Perhaps it turned a weathered lock on someone's little home where love was built through simple days before the years had flown. The key itself held not the worth, though fashioned strong and true. Its value lived within the door it was once trusted to. So too we have often judged ourselves by rust, by age, by pain, forgetting heaven still can use what others might disdain. The Maker never throws away the things we call old. He sees beyond the weathered scars to treasures yet untold. Perhaps your heart feels cast aside, forgotten by the crowd. Yet you may hold the very key to someone's prayer aloud. For every soul was made to fit a purpose all its own, and in the Father's gentle hand, no life is left unknown. So what does your key look like? Is it a blank key that has no notches or grooves? Is it an old-fashioned skeleton key? Is it a well-loved key that has opened the path for you and served you for a lifetime? You were gifted a key this morning when you entered the sanctuary. It was given in the hope that it will open doors for you and encourage a loving relationship with the divine. In closing, and as always, if no one has told you today, I will. You are perfect, whole, and complete, just as you are. I love you. May my prayer for you is that you will always experience great love, much joy, and that you will carry the courage of the hummingbird in your heart as you walk your sacred path and speak your truth. Namaste.